After Claude breaks out of prison, he found himself being the cleanup man for the Liberty City criminal underworld. For him, it didn't matter if he worked for the worst of the worst. Although he doesn't speak, throughout GTA 3 we learn his biggest weakness. It's not Catalina, it's not Maria, it's him not having a purpose for himself. Although Claude is a fictional character, in life when you don't have a purpose for yourself, people will try to take advantage of that, somewhat picking it for you, so they can serve their purpose and what they want from themselves. Claude's case, before we see it in 01, before he even made his way to Liberty City, we saw it in 92. He was used by Catalina being her boy toy in attempts to make CJ jealous. This race is where Catalina and Claude first met. She knew CJ would be at this race, which is why she's seen with a crowbar in her hand, being that of course she planned on damaging his car. She sees Claude though, leading her into kissing him in front of CJ, then going to say how she found someone else. Claude and Catalina didn't know each other before this race, but she was again using him.
Hey, when I say that,
wait, Catalina, wait! Leave my car alone! I did this for us, for me and you.
It's too late. I don't love you no more. I love another, okay?
What? Then what the fuck was this about?
This, Carl? This is my new man. Are you jealous? Are you going to fight for me? Huh?
Nah, I can take rejection.
You are jealous and a coward. Now let's race!
Crazy bitch.
But they lose, forcing Claude to give up his garage in San Fierro.
Hey, wait a minute, bitch! What is this shit?
They did to a garage in San Fierro. My lover needs his car so we can go to Liberty City.
Liberty City? Yeah, whatever. Have a good time.
I will.
Fine.
Okay.
Go. I ain't gonna miss you.
Goodbye.
Now ask yourself, how does this make sense? You mean to tell me you give up property, legit property at that, to keep a coupe to go across the country? This showed Catalina made this decision for Claude, so she can go to Liberty City and do what interested her. Claude had absolutely no say-so, which was why it was easy for Catalina to give up the garage, being that it wasn't hers. Claude never has to speak for you not to see his weakness. Something a little off to what this video is about is proving that the garage in San Fierro was in fact Claude's, being that when CJ arrived there, he took his frustration out on Claude after he sees it in the condition it was in. The deed had his name on it, showing again it was his, not Catalina's.
Motherfucker! That mute asshole, that fucking snake without a tongue, gave me this shithole instead of a pink slip. I must be the biggest fucking idiot in the whole fucking world. I can't wait to get my hands on that mute and your bitch ass cousin.
My cousin?
And for once, I try to make something work this garage, and it ain't even a garage.
Almost a decade later, Catalina would be involved with the Colombians, even now being involved with distributing crack, with Claude still being under her, doing again what interested her, which was probably why they lasted so long. But Catalina realized Claude didn't serve her any use anymore, leading her into try to kill him. She even mentioned his weakness before she shoots him.
Sorry, babe. I'm an ambitious girl. You're just small time.
She takes the money from the bank robbery to fund more spank while Claude survives, being sentenced to 10 years in prison. While being on the way to prison, ironically, the Colombians would be kidnapping someone who was in the sweatbox Claude was in. 8-Ball, another person, would see an opportunity to escape to when Claude helps him escape. He didn't do this for himself though, he just stopped the other cop trying to intervene. The bridge will be blown up, but after this, 8-Ball has Claude take him to a hideout. This is 8-Ball doing what he wanted. He couldn't drive, so he had Claude do it, serving his purpose, to escape prison. With Claude not having his own purpose, he does it with no problem.
I know a place on the edge of the red light district where we can lay low, but my hands are all messed up, so you better drive, brother.
After they change out of their prison clothes, 8-Ball has him take him to a club. After this, Claude wasn't useful to 8-Ball, leading 8-Ball to pass him to Leone associate and the owner of the club, Luigi.
Wait here, man, while I go in and talk to Luigi.
8-Ball's got some business upstairs. Well, maybe you could do me a favor. One of my girls needs a ride, so grab a car and pick up Misty from the clinic, then bring her back here. Remember, no one messes with my girls. So keep your hands on the wheel. If you don't mess this up, maybe there'll be more work for you. Now get out of here.
Not even a day goes by after he's back on the streets to when he's passed and sent off to do what they need done like a chump. And it would be like this for a while until Luigi passes him off to Joey Leone. See the reoccurring thing here?
Hey, I'm Joey. Luigi said you were reliable, so come back later. There might be some work for you.
After Luigi didn't much need him anymore, he crossed to Joey Leone. Him being helpful to the Leones, Joey of course passes him to the capo, Tony Cipriani.
Oh, here's the guy I was telling you about. Alright, listen, this guy, he ain't Italian and he's no mechanic, but he could get things fixed. This is Pop's capo, Tony Cipriani.
Yeah, I'm Tony Cipriani.
Take him to Mama's restaurant at St. Mark's, alright?
Clyde's working up in the ranks with the Leones for sure, but it's because obviously for the fact he's serving use to them at the moment. Tony would use Clyde after the Leones and the Triad started to go to war. A meeting would be set up between the Leones to when he meets Salvatore. Salvatore would then say something very telling to Clyde.
Come on, let's introduce you to the Don.
Hey, Luigi!
Oh, my girls have been missing you so long, Salvatore.
It's my boy,
How you doing, Pop?
Tony! How's your mama? She's a great woman, you know, strong, Firenze.
She's good. Fine.
Terrific, terrific. Now listen, you guys, you go inside while I talk to our new friend here. I see nothing but good things for you, my boy.
He says this to Clyde, being that he's of course playing a huge part in helping the Leone survive. Along with Salvatore knowing his weakness, he sees nothing but good things for Clyde, being that Clyde would do anything to benefit Salvatore's operation. We see more of this when he actually starts working for Salvatore personally. Salvatore will call another meeting, so he has Clyde watch over Maria, his wife. Maria even refers to Clyde as Salvatore's new lapdog. This was Maria's first time meeting Clyde, and even she knows his weakness.
You're gonna look after my girl for the evening. Hey, Maria, move your butt, get in the car, and keep your big mouth shut. Take the limo, but bring it back in one piece, you hear me? And watch her, she can be trouble.
Yeah. I'm sure your new lapdog has everything covered. And isn't he big and strong?
Later, Salvatore would suspect a rat in his organization. He has Clyde follow the guy to when he spots Catalina and her new boyfriend, Miguel. Clyde not having a purpose for his own, he didn't do anything, but Salvatore would start to try to take down their crack operation. Salvatore would then again say something very telling to Clyde.
The cartel has got bottomless funds from pushing that spank crap. If we make an open attack on them, they'll wipe the floor with us. So we gotta use our heads, or rather one head, your head. I'm asking you to destroy that spank factory as a personal favor to me, Salvatore Leone. If you do this for me, you will be a made man. Anything you want. Go and see 8-Ball. You'll need his expertise to blow up that boat.
Instead of having his soldiers take down the spank boat, he has Clyde do it along with spending $100 grand out of his own money to make this happen, all for Salvatore's purpose.
Yo, my man. Salvatore phoned ahead, but a job like this is gonna need a lot of fireworks. I'll need $100,000 to cover expenses. But you know with me, you get a lot of bang for your buck. Come back, brother, when you have the money.
After the boat is destroyed, Salvatore had no more use for Clyde. He fixed their problems with the Triads and the Colombians, leading him into trying to kill him, just like how Catalina did.
It's my favorite cleaner. I'm proud of you, my boy. You kicked the shit out of those grease balls. I just got one little job for you before we can all celebrate. There's a car around the block from Luigi's club. The inside is covered in brains. We had to help some guy make up his mind, and it proved a little messy. Take it to the crusher before the cops find it.
Slight luck for Clyde will happen after Maria warns him, but this will make Clyde be used more, just in a different borough.
Asuka and I are gonna have to talk. Why don't you go cruise around?
You'll need a place to lie low. There's a warehouse at the edge of Belleville that should suit your needs. Come back here to my condo when you're ready, and you and me can have a little chat.
Now he would start to be used by the Yakuzas. Before this, though, he was ordered to kill Salvatore. In a way, this is Clyde getting his revenge on Salvatore, but again, he's used to do this to continue to be used.
I can give you work with our organization, but first you must prove to me that your ties with the Mafia are truly broken. Salvatore Leone will be leaving Luigi's in about 3 hours' time. Make sure he doesn't reach his club alive. Meanwhile, Maria and I will catch up on old times.
Of course, this will lead Claude into working for her brother. Azuka even refers to Claude as a toy. This was a double entendre for sure, but still.
This is my brother, Kenji.
Asuka has a little job for you, but when you're done, drop by my casino and we can talk.
Just like Kenji, always trying to play with my toys.
It would then be revealed that the Yakuza had it out from the Colombians. At this point, the Colombians are the strongest gang in Liberty City. Claude would later fail to do what Kenji needed. With Claude not having a purpose for himself, Kenji using him still showed Claude's weakness, being how upset he was when Claude didn't fully do what he was told to do.
You. How fitting you should choose this moment to show your worthless face. It would appear your attempts to dissuade the Jamaicans from becoming bedfellows with the cartel were wholly inadequate. Yardie pushers line Liberty's streets selling packets of spank like they were selling hot dogs. Those cartel pigs are laughing at us. At me! I will give you one last chance to prove my sister's faith in you to be well-founded. Run these scumbags into the ground and wash your shame in rivers of our enemy's blood!
Claude will also be working for Ray Machowski, leading him to be passed to billionaire Donald Love. Someone Donald referred to as a valued resource, the same guy that Colombians kidnapped in the beginning. He had Claude get him back. He tells Claude to do whatever it takes, being that Donald had a purpose to get him back. So like everyone else, he used Claude. Later, Donald seen the war between the Yakuzas and the Colombians. Donald being someone who benefits from land, he capitalized off this, having Claude kill Kenji. Although Azuka was someone he involved himself with, he still does it, being that someone else is using him at the moment. He kills him in a car the Colombians use, leading the Yakuzas to think they did it, an idea Donald witnessed before.
Nothing drives down real estate prices like a good old-fashioned gang war, apart from an outbreak of plague, but that might be going too far in this case. I've noticed the Yakuza and the Colombians are far from friends. Let's capitalize on this business opportunity. I want you to kill the Yakuza Wakagashira, Kenji Kassen. Kenji is attending a meeting at the top of the multi-story car park in Newport. Get a cartel gang car and eliminate him. The Yakuza must blame the cartel for this declaration of war.
Skipping through, Donald needed to get something back, but to Claude's surprise, the Colombians took it, leading him into getting what Donald needed. But during this, he runs into Miguel and Catalina, but this fell in his lap.
Hey, let's get this out of here. God knows what it is, but he seems to want it badly enough, so it must be worth something.
Who the heck?
You!
Hey, take it easy, amigo. No es nada, no es nada.
I left you pouring your heart out into the gutter!
Hey, don't shoot, amigo. No problem. We all friends? Here,
Don't be such
take
a
this.
pussy!
Hey, we got no choice, baby. Yeah.
We always got a choice, you dumb bastard.
I'm sorry about the crazy bitch, man. They're all the same, please. Por favor.
Azuka would then show up since she thought Kenji was killed by the Colombians, but he would still be used. As he's leaving, he stares at Miguel, being that he knows who really did it, and it also seems like he lucked up of finally getting close to the Colombians.
You, drop by later. I'm sure I'll require your services.
Please, amigo. Don't leave me here with her, man. She's psycho, chico, man. Please, amigo. Hey, amigo. Amigo.
Later, Claude would go to Donald for work, but he vanished. This is because Donald distanced from Claude, being that he didn't need him anymore, along with him knowing Claude didn't really have a purpose for himself. Claude not having a purpose, he couldn't risk losing everything he had with someone like Claude knowing where he operated, so he moved from his penthouse. That simple. After this, Claude would go to Azuka to when it's revealed Catalina now fears for her life, being what she did to Claude. Now thinking she knows his purpose, she helps Claude while helping herself, since of course she thought the Colombians were again responsible for Kenji's death. And to be clear, Claude of course would want revenge, but at the same time it fell in his lap. He didn't involve himself with everyone he worked for to get closer to find Catalina. It again fell in his lap.
He's revealed the extent to which Catalina fears your quest for revenge. She has 3 death squads dotted around Liberty, whose sole job is to hunt you down. Act as the bait and get the death squads to follow you to Pike Creek, where some of my men will be waiting for them.
Later, Claude would learn Maria was kidnapped along with Azuka being killed. Catalina requested $500,000 in order for Claude to get her back to when he does.
Que es idiot? One of these Scarface idiots.
Again, with him not having a purpose, Catalina questions his motive to why he even showed up in the first place.
The real question is, did you turn up to rescue Maria or to get me back? Well, I got news for you. Shooting you will be a pleasure, but dating you was only business. You are muy pequeñito, amigo. Throw over the cash. You have been a busy boy, but you haven't learned. I'm not to be trusted. Kill the idiot!
After fighting his way through the Colombians, he then saves Maria and kills Catalina, and the rest is history.
Oh, we're gonna have such fun, cause you know, I love you. I really do, cause you're such a big, strong man, and that's just what I need. Anyway, what was I saying? I forget, but you know what it's like, don't you?
The sound of explosions shook nearby homes as people ran for cover. Several citizens were injured in the panic as gunfire was exchanged between ground forces and a helicopter circling the dam.
Yeah, we got a good view from down here in the gardens. When the copter finally got taken out, better than the fireworks on the 4th of July.
With the death toll already over 20, police are still finding bodies. There have been no official denials concerning rumors that the dead were members of the Colombian cartel, and still no leads as to the cause of the massacre.
I broke a nail and my hair is ruined. I mean, can you believe it? This one cost me $50.
Yes, after saving Maria, he kills her. I don't blame Claude for this, being that we all know she somewhat was the reason for Claude being betrayed by Salvatore, but if you think about it, she was also the reason Claude even had the opportunity to kill Catalina, being that killing Catalina wasn't his goal when he escaped from prison. Claude is the most dangerous in the GTA franchise for the fact alone he didn't have a purpose. He literally ran around betraying and killing until killing Catalina. After this was something that popped up. Even in real life, people without a purpose can be dangerous. Well, are dangerous, being that of course they have nothing to gain or nothing to lose. Even in the monologue, it states Claude was taking revenge, but it also stated unless the city got to him first, and that's literally what happened. Saying that to say Claude wouldn't even know where to start, leading him into being used. Notice in the other GTA games that we know what the protagonist is after. For example, I don't know, Hung Lee. He personally wanted to avenge his father's death, or like how CJ wanted to get his gang back together, etc, etc. Claude from the jump was just around helping others, along with tearing them down for no real reason. From people picking what they wanted from Claude, along with how dangerous he was, is why his biggest weakness was not having a purpose for himself.